Where are you from?
I'm from Lausanne, from the French part of Switzerland.
Oh,
It's
nice.
close to Geneva. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Perfect. Since we have several people today. Hi, everyone. I can't see you. Oh, who is talking? Okay, good. We will wait several minutes more. Let the people in. So basically now I'm in Quebec City. Do you know where is Quebec City? If you want to answer the question, you can all unmute yourself, or you can type your answer in the chat box. I would love to chat with you guys and hear your voice. If you're not convenient, for sure you can just type anything in the chat box. If you have any questions during this experience, please let me know. I'm really, really happy to answer all your questions. There's another person named Sunny in this group. That's wonderful. Hello from London. Hi, John. Let me think. London now is about 8 o'clock. Wow. Did you have your supper? And let me see. We have Sunny here, Laura, and Beatrice already said hi. Claudia, Diana.
Old Quebec. It's ASW.
Oh.
It's the old Quebec.
Okay.
Tour of Quebec.
Huh? Who is talking now? Laura. Okay, someone from Germany, New York City. Hi, Sunny from New York City. Happy to see you here. I'm Sunny in Quebec City. We're not very far away, about 11 hours driving. It's okay in North America, not in Europe though. Perfect. There's Miguel. Good. We have someone else. Let me name everyone. Nela, Massimo, Canos, and Robert, Jerome, and we have a special hidden guest from A Small World. Okay, in 1 minute we will start our experience. That's right. Oh, hi, this is from Lausanne, 8 p.m. Nice. So today we will take a little tour to the wonderful city called Quebec City. Have you ever been to Canada before? For those of you already came to Canada, please put your answer in the chat box or say, yes, I came here. It's been a long time, but I've been here. Hi, from Berlin. Oh, you came to Canada before? Perfect. So I've been in Ottawa. Ottawa is the capital of Canada, which is not very far away, like 5 hours from where I stay. Which season you come here before? Not yet. It's a huge country. Plan your trip long in advance. That will help. In Canada, we say here only have 2 seasons, which is the summer and the autumn. No, summer and winter. Or if you want to be really cruel, you can say winter and construction season. If you come here during the summer, you'll see the beautiful greens, but also you'll see a lot of yellow cones. It's like they do the construction on the road, because in the winter we have to remove the snow. When you remove the snow, what happens? You will damage all the road. So in the summer, they will fix every holes in the on the road. people always complain here the road condition is much worse than our neighbor United States. Yeah, maybe that's true. Hey, you've been Vancouver and Nova Scotia. Nice. Victoria is here. We will join. So I will introduce myself to everyone. Since some of you already introduced yourself. My name is Sunny. Of course, that's not my original name. My original name is right here. Is here. Yeah, Chen Zeng, Zeng Chen. I'm originally from China. It's been 8 years. I moved to this city directly from China. I've never been to anywhere else in between. Maybe I've been to Hong Kong once for a fashion show as a fashion assistant. Otherwise, I've never been to anywhere else. So this is my second, my second hometown. Emily is here now. The second hometown is quite different as my first hometown. If you want to ask me, where are you really come from? Which city you come from in China, where you are born? If 1 year ago, I would tell that person I come from this city, nobody will tell me if they know this city or no, because it's a very national city. But nowadays, if I say where I was born, I think everyone will know where is the city. It's the Wuhan city. So it's very strange connection. That's right. So for this all the COVID thing, I've been through since the January until now, because unfortunately this beautiful city behind in the background is is the red zone in Canada, which is like my hometown, my first hometown. So everyone is very anxious about it, but it's still very beautiful. Now it's in the lockdown, unfortunately. I have to tell everyone Quebec City is locked down. If you come here for traveling, sorry, there is no restaurant open for you. And you will see a lot of coffees. They don't want you to stay there. They want to grab a coffee and go. That is what happened. But all the other industry, they still open, just no bars and restaurants or this kind of theater, this kind of things. Yeah. So what it really look like, I will tell you about why I choose this city to stay. It's because I've been, I got an offer from the oldest French city, which is the biggest of, sorry, I was, okay. So why I came here? It's a good question. I think some of you may be asking. I came here is because I got an offer from the local university, which is the biggest French university outside of France. It's called the University Laval, has more than 30,000 students here. And the main language they speak is French. So when I come here, I study in this university and then start working in tourism and start to use my trilingual skills. Yes, so I speak Mandarin, French, and English. And let's cut my personal story. If you have any question, you can ask me in the chat box, and we will get a little tour about this beautiful old Quebec City. So anyone, you can see this screenshot, right? Yeah, let's go. So where we are in Canada. And we're not anywhere in Canada. We are in the place on a river called St. Lawrence River, which in the next picture you will see very clearly. Is from, we are here, Quebec. The English you can pronounce Quebec. French is Quebec. Quebec, from here you can go all the way to Gulf of Saint Laurent. And we can go to Atlantic Ocean, which is North Atlantic Ocean. And here is the second oldest city in Canada. The oldest city in Canada is a little bit north and east. It's in Newfoundland called Saint John. Here we have a John in our group. Saint John is founded by the English people. And French people, they founded the second oldest city in Canada called Quebec City. Why they call it Quebec? Check the river shape. It's like this, like a V, right? That means here, Quebec is the narrowest point of the whole St. Lawrence River. And native people, which are American Indian people, they call this spot, especially this spot, called what? Called Quebec. So that's why French people come here. They say, oh, how you call you this name? Quebec. Okay, write down Quebec. Then this place being named Quebec. How about Canada? Do you know why we call Canada Canada? Where the name comes from? It's from English or French? Or yes, it's also native language's name. Canada means home or settlement, a village. So Canada now is a huge village of 36 million people living here from the east coast to the west coast, Vancouver. So where we are here is on the east coast. We have a lot of snow, and this time of year suddenly have a lot of rain. This is not a very good sign, but we wish we have a lot of snow winter. The snow winter is good if you like ski or all these kind of outdoor activities. And this is Quebec City. Since this is second oldest city in Canada, also is the oldest French settlement in Canada. This place, check this beautiful place, it's become the World Heritage, named by the UNESCO when I was born about 34 years ago. It's been named by the UNESCO. Quebec City World Heritage is including the lower town and upper town, like this. So I took those pictures. Other than a tour guide, I'm a photographer as well. This picture I took before I become a photographer. Yeah, let me see if anyone. Okay, seems it's fine. We know where we are, and you may ask why people they come to this place, right? I will tell you why. So at the beginning, there are only one group of people. They come to Canada, which is those people they come here to live. They're from Asia, so they cross the big ocean by the ice bridge. They come to Canada. They are native people. About 8,000 years ago, they come here. And then, guess what happened? They want some European country. They want to say, since the Turkish people, they cut the link between Asia to Europe, we have to find a new way. So the French and English people, they start to looking the new way to Asia, especially China and India. So they say, if we go to the north and go to the west, maybe we will find where the spice and the tea and the silk. Of course, that's why they come all the way here. That's why they discovered Canada, is because they want to find a way to China. If you come here in the summertime, you'll find this delicious food called corn. It's 1,000 yards of the cornfield everywhere beside the highway. So you know how Quebec people name all these things? How they call it? They don't call it corn, they call it blé d'Inde. Blé means wheat, and means India. So they think this is the kind of wheat from India. They have a lot of names like this in the local language. This is just one example. As you can see, in Old Quebec, they have a lower town and upper town. And the lower town is for those commercial people to stay, like businessmen. They come here only for business because it is near the river. Check. This is one of the most beautiful street. Is called Partition Street. And this, follow my little point, you will see this is have a car parked on it, right? This is the only way you can go to the upper town by car. Yes. And all this you see where I point out, this is a fortification. That's right. Quebec City has the oldest fortification in North America. In New York City, there is a very famous street called Wall Street. It's because a long time ago, they have a war and then they destroy it, demolish it. So Quebec City now is the only city had the fortification, the ancient fortification in North America. So that's also why UNESCO named this place World Heritage. And here, this is another place, another way you can go to the upper town, which is called funicular. Funicular, maybe you will see in some snow resort, but here is in town. It's running for 150 years. And here is how I call it Quebec. This is where the river narrows. So back then, I will find something that I had earlier. Back then, we have something called the ice bridge. The ice bridge in Quebec. The ice bridge. And we used this place until the Second World War, until today. Today, we don't use it anymore. And until Second World War, people start to change because we have new revolutions, everything, right? So how people cross the bridge right now, I will show you a picture and then you will see. This is all the way. See, that's the ice bridge. This is ice bridge in Quebec on St. Lawrence River, where you saw with the picture that I show you, with all this, how to say, the ferry boat. This is also an ice bridge. Normally what they do is they will put the water on it and remove the snow and use the bucket to slide on it. So if you want to see your grandma, you can go to skating and see the other side of the world, the river, to reach your grandma. Of course, nowadays, we don't use that anymore. Since the Second World War, we start to use this ferry. But in the winter time, if you come here, you still can feel a little bit chill because when it's minus 30 degrees, the motor or the engine maybe will stop to work. So beside this place, beside the ferry, you will find the Canadian Coast Guard is there. They have 3 icebreakers to break the ice on St. Lawrence River when it's too cold. And this is the video I will share with you guys, the video I took this springtime. Maybe sometimes for some people it's the summer, but here it's still spring. It's the old Quebec lower town. So when they renovated all these houses, they will remove the old damaged one and replace it with new rock. And that's the river I talk about. This is just after the first lockout. People allowed to go outside. This place is called the Place Royale. It's the Royal Plaza of Quebec. So far, what do you think? Do you think it's like Europe, like where most of you come from? Yes, we call it a Little Paris in North America. And all the buildings that you just saw is like original buildings, but they need a lot of renovation. Like in UK, yes, because it's a mix. You know, Canada at the beginning, they have 3 periods or 4 periods: Native people, French period, and British period, and of course the Canadian modern period. So all these houses is a mixture of everything. It's like a mixed race babies of everything. They have a French style building. You see the little chamber window, and you will see some a big stone building is very British style, and they have a Scottish and Irish blood as well. Yes, that's right. It's really look like, and they paint their roof into different colors. This happened to a lot of sailors' village, and in Quebec is because they always have a snow covered. I have a question for everyone. Since I talk a lot about the winter, and the winter is coming, I will ask you, how much snow do you think we receive here? I will give you some option, okay? Accumulate, okay? Accumulate, we don't talk about just one-time snow. We talk about accumulate per one season, one winter. The first answer is 1 meter, which is like 3 feet. Second is about 6 feet, which is 2 meters. And the third answer is 4 meters, it's about 13 feet. Which one? I count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, time up. 4 meters of snow. Wow, oh my God. So 4 meters of snow means what? Personally, I live here for 8 winters, so I know what does it call. What does it mean? The snowstorm. The snowstorm can bring you 20 centimeters to 50 centimeters of snow each snowstorm, and sometimes it lasts from 6 hours to 24 hours non-stop. So for me, I've been through all this. A little girl from China watch all this snow. It was crazy at the beginning because you feel like a tourist, and then after you start to have own a car, a house, a yard, what is happening? You have to remove those snow, not all by yourself. Some part is by yourself. Oh, oh my God. In Russia, it must be the same. So for you who answer 4 meters, you are definitely right. So here, people are getting used to the winter, and the winter starts to be the favorite season for some locals. That's why in Quebec City, there's a secret I want to tell everyone. Only 98% of population, no, 98% of the population, they are French Canadian. 2% is English or any other people from all around the world. So you can see all this harsh weather is not very welcome, all these immigrants. That's why when you come here, you say, is that a Canada? Why is white people everywhere? Yes, that's true. Because here, the mainstream culture is the French Canadian, and people are so proud of it. Only 2%. And those 98%, guess which religion they belong to? Most of them. Is Catholic. Yes, most people, French Canadians, they are Catholic. Maybe you have a question now in your mind, why people all from France? Why in Quebec is all from France? Of course, it's because that's a city built by those French at the beginning. And why they still can keep all this tradition, including my husband. He is pure land. Pure land, land means wool, you know, the ship, the thing from the ship. So pure wool is how they call themselves, French Canadians. That means their ancestors from France originally, and then they live here. So 20% of all the French Canadian in Quebec province, the province is called Quebec as well, is pure land, pure wool. Their ancestors are from France. So when I married to this guy, the French Canadian, his uncle gave me a PDF file to read. This PDF file is record all these family trees from the first people name had this family name to the last person in this family had this family name. You can see how stressful I was when I arrived here with all these French documents to read. But fortunately, now I can speak very good French, so I can read without any question. So those people, where they come from, they're from France, but who are they? They come here for mainly four things, four F's. The first F is for the forest, for the woods, and then the second is for the fur. The third is for the where's the third? F is for the face. Yes, for the face. And then the fourth is the fish. So therefore, fishing for the Catholic religion, for the fur, the hunting, and for the forest. So they come here all for this. But imagine who will come here for this. Do you think me, a woman, will come here to cut the trees? It's very hard. So at the beginning, there is no women, only nuns, the sisters, they come here. So that means one thing, there is no babies born for the 20 years when the French conquered this place. They say, what? We've got a whole land, but only 2,000 people live here. It's amazing. So Louis XIV say, okay, let's populate that place. So he said, use his name as a father and recruit 800 of women, which is unmarried old ladies or bankrupt ladies. They send those women, unfortunately, come to Canada, marry with all these hunters and fishermen and to get babies. And those people, they call themselves the king's daughter, which is the ancestor of my husband's family, if you look it back to 400 years ago. So those women, the king's daughter, they give birth to the first mixed baby, we call it Canadian here. At the beginning, the French people, they describe the Canadian who born in Canada. They say they're very simple-minded, they have very strong arm, and they're not afraid of cold. They like outdoor activity. So this is where we call it Canadian. This nation is born for this reason. So far, do you have any questions? So now let's move to the upper town, because at the lower town we see is beautiful. It have a little houses, reminds UK or some Netherlands or some Paris street, narrow street. In the upper town, they have a little bit different view. Let's go have a look. First of all, you will see, we're above. Where I took this picture, this is a guest of, they're from United States. They are very funny. They really want to go to the highest point of Quebec. So I bring them here. This is the highest natural point of Quebec City. So we come here, we will see the mountain, the Laurentian Mountain in front of you with all this St. Lawrence River water. And then in upper town, it's more belong to the noblemen to stay. The noblemen, we talk about generals, bishops, and all these governors. They are government buildings all in the upper town. And you will see when we talk about lower town, there is a fortification. So in lower town, you don't have fortification. The fortification is only to protect people in the upper town. But in the upper town, you will see this kind of a small, narrow streets as well. It's not always big buildings. In upper town, there is one thing you have to notice is something behind me. Have you seen that big? This is the view from the highest natural point. You see, this is a beautiful hotel. Unfortunately, I never stay inside. It's about $500 last year. This year, half price, and they have a lot of free workshops for you, the wine tasting and the coffee tasting, because this year the check-in rate is less than 5%. Last year, I have a lot of guests complain to me, say, I can't find any rooms. I was checking October, but now it's August. I checked in 2 months, it's all booked out. And that's true. Because of this beautiful harbor we have, you see the background I have. So we have a lot of cruise ships come from United States or UK or Germany. We have a lot of German cruise ships. I was once their tour guide. So I say something in English, and they have an interpreter, and they will translate into German. It's not a very pleasant experience for me because it takes double time. But seems at the end of the guests, they're happy. Wow, that doesn't matter the most, right? Let's check the video in the upper town. This is another way you can go to the upper town is by doing this staircase. It's called a break your neck staircase. Or you can like these people and come up with a bicycle. If you still remember, I said why I come to Canada is there is a university called University Laval, and this is the guy. He was a bishop from France, and he founded this university. So here I want to present you two churches. You will see two amazing, not that big compared to European church, but very big to the North American people. This church right here is the first Anglican cathedral in outside of UK, which is in Quebec City, and sponsored by George III. And here, this is it's not Anglican, of course. It's a Roman Catholic church. It's a cathedral as well. It's the first Roman Catholic cathedral in Canada. Guess which one is taller? Of course, the Catholic one. Because here is most people, they believe in Catholic. But it's not always people, how to say, it's not always here people speak French more than English. 100 years ago or more than that, there are about 40% of people, they're English speaking. Can you imagine? And now it's only 2% or less than 2%. They told me, I checked the statistic from the government website. They say there's only 800 Americans who live here. And don't mention about the other race, like Chinese immigrants or Chinese original from China, only have 1,200. So if you come here, sorry, I won't invite you for Chinese food. We will eat something else that I will show you later, which is a very potato. For the people from British, you will be familiar with. This is a place you can do the sliding, the ice sliding. But it's never used man-made ice. It's always used natural ice. Someone just asked me if the French is the first language here. Yeah, this is French is the first language here. And when I took this video, it's in May 2020, which is about 6 months ago, just after second lockdown. That's right. Roman Catholic is very, very, how to say, very popular to the French Canadian culture. So this is the highest natural point I showed in the photo. You will see here is the narrowest point, right? If you go further here, go to the east north side, you will see a big island. This is bigger than Manhattan Island. And you will see the river become much wider than right here. Bike is always very popular, especially for baby boomers. Here I want to show you something. Is this place is under renovation, but it's a very important place for the Canadian culture. It's called a Citadel. Citadel is an active military base, but do you know why it's built and by who and what it's served for? It's built by those British settlers. So British people, they conquered this place called Quebec in the year of 1759. Okay, they conquered this place by a little battle on this park, but further than this park, but on the same altitude. They got a battle, 4,000 against 4,000 people. It's called a Plains of Abraham battle. It seems a lot of people participate, but the thing is only last 15 minutes, and then French surrendered and British won. 4 years later in Paris, they signed a Treaty of Paris. They signed the New France, which is also called Canada, to 3 parts. One part is given to New England or to England as their territory, as their colony. But one part is around the Great Lakes. It's a reserve land for the British king to do the hunting, to make money. Another part, which is in the south, a little bit near Louisiana, this part is given to Spain. So because the French lost the war, 7 years the war to these 2 countries, that's why. The video you are showing is Upper Town. Yes, it's Upper Town. We already climbing all the way up. It's only about 100 meters. Can you hear the sound? Sorry, I think I didn't open the sound. Let's continue the story. So this place, Citadel, is conquered by this Quebec. Quebec is conquered by the British, and the whole Canada be divided, and no more French here anymore. But people still have to live here, right? And after all these battles, a lot of people lost their food and their people. Only 15 minutes of battle. Do you know how many people lost their life? It's almost about 900 people lost their life. So people think, what should we do? We should stay at home and like now and make babies. But at this time of the history, our neighbor, United States, they think about something else. Since the British win the war, but they still have a lot of debt. So they start to charge more tax on people, and some Americans, they start the revolution is for the independence. So at the beginning, they think, oh, should we ask our neighbor to join us? So they sent a letter to the bishop. At that time, bishop have a lot of power. So the bishop received all these letter negotiation things. And guess what? The bishop said, no, sorry. We lost a lot of people. We got all these battles all these years. We don't have any energy for another war anymore. Maybe that's the one reason. So the bishop used this to negotiate with British government. So that's why Quebec can keep the culture, the religion, the language for all these hundreds of years. But instead, the neighbor, they are not very happy about what we do. So they conquered Canada. No, they didn't conquer. They invaded Canada. The first stop is Quebec City because at that time, Quebec is still the capital of the colony. So they came here. The bad timing though is after Christmas, like before New Year, it was everywhere was like a snowstorm nonstop. So they gave up after several battles. They lost. They gave up. They go back to the United States, and then start their revolution over there. So this is 1 year before the American Revolution happened. But what this can tell you is, oh, Canada is so easy get invaded. So the British or English government, they're not very happy. So that's why they built this citadel I show you in the video. And guess what? They never serve it. So they never served this, they never used this citadel. This place later become Canadian Army base, like Marder base, which is the first French regime and the biggest regiment in Canada. So far, do you have any questions? Everything's okay? Perfect. And if we already visited the inside of Quebec City, let's go outside. This is a big waterfall called Montmorency Waterfall. But before we talk about the natural resource, let's talk about all these beautiful buildings over here. This since Quebec is the capital of Quebec province, so the government, the parliament is right here. And this is where I talk about the battle between English and French. This is where happened, Plains of the Abraham. And this is the beautiful waterfall. In the winter, it's partially frozen, yes. And this is in the summertime. Be more precise, in the early June. And the autumn season is just beautiful. We had an amazing autumn this year. Nobody come to share with me, that's sad. This is the private tour I did I bring people to this area called Sainte Anne. Sainte Anne is the mother of Saint Mary, and this is a village for the sailors. So Sainte Anne is the patron for the sailors to keep them safe. That's why they call it Sainte Anne. This is a big church, basilica, huge inside, we will see. Have you seen? It's a big church inside. Very beautiful in the autumn. This is the island that we will see in the we will already see in the video. It's called Orléans Island, L'Île d'Orléans. And this is where you can do some wine tasting. So what's the most interesting topic now is the food and drinks. Maybe a lot of people come here, they think, oh, it was nice French food, but the French fine cuisine is not developed until 19th century. So French conquered Canada before that time. So basically, we don't eat the thing like this. In the daily food, people eat the thing more like this. Do you know what's this? It's the most famous national food in Canada right now. It's called Poutine. Poutine is French fries with gravy, the brown sauce, and with some daily made cheese curds like cheddar cheese. So this is the national food of Canada right now, very, very popular. To make it more fancier, people start to put some smoked meat or some kimchi, Korean barbecue on it, or foie gras. The bakery is very popular in the local community. Since each community has its own bakery, you can buy this baguette very easily, and some pastries as well from local fresh fruits. But this, I want to introduce you the yellow thing you will see right here. Canada, that make a very big move after Canada become a country is they did the the railway. It's called the Trans-Canada Railway from east to the west. It's the first time east and west connected together. This move is to convince our British Columbia, this province, to join the Confederation. So to build this railway, we need people. So we have a lot of people from Asia, especially China. They come here to work. They believe they can make a huge money. So they create this recipe for the workers for the railway. In Quebec, they call it the pâté chinois. Chinois means Chinese, so it's a Chinese pie. But in English, there is a lot of name for it. It's called a shepherd's pie. But just they replace the beans with the corn. And finally, I'll talk about this fancy local French fusion Canadian fine cuisine. But here I will share you a video, okay? Don't quit this session. I will share you my personal video. So this thing is our family at the beginning of this year, we got a land and we find a lot of maple on that land. So we start to make our own maple syrup. Check this. This is the own maple syrup. Okay, here, this own maple syrup we made here this year, the early of this year. I haven't finished them yet. They have too much. So here's a question for this baby. Do you think what's the ratio to make the maple syrup from maple water to maple syrup? Okay, the first answer is 20 to 1. The second answer is 28 to 1. 28 liter to 1 liter. The third answer is 35 to 1. Which one you think? Maple syrup. We didn't do it very properly since you see they have a crystallized because we boil too hard. But we still can drink this part. This is for the crepes, for the breakfast, or you mix with soy sauce and then you glaze the salmon and bake it. It's super, super delicious. Maple syrup. Quebec is the biggest producer in Canada for the maple syrup, and Canada is the biggest producer of maple syrup in the world. Now you understand the relation. It's the third answer, 55 to 1. And I will show you after a big snowstorm how we collect the water with my daughter. Okay. This is our, I don't know, maybe the second spot to collect the water. It's under the snow.
And there's something.
Oh no. They removed the... Oh no. Here. Oh, it's mixed with snow water. Are you okay? Do you think we need it? Oh, we have to throw it away, unfortunately. Our fourth spot. 小心小葵，不要把那个窗破了，你到那边去。Okay, let's we check. Don't have much since it's snow. It's too cold. It's okay. It's better than nothing. Good. Still have a lot.
Now, action.
A little bit. Not too much. Some. Great. What do you think? The best is to get a Quebec one, and they say produit de Quebec or product of Quebec is good. So what you see just now is that this winter is our first time to collect the maple water by ourselves. And you will see all the tourists, they are very amateur. And nowadays, the people, they will connect all these trees with this kind of pipe, the blue pipe you see. But in the old time, they will have a horse carriage and they will collect the water in each big basket you will see at the end of that video. This is how everything goes here. So it's a very hard job. After that, you have to boil this at home. We can only boil this at home. So you will see a lot of steam. You have to reduce all these liquids to a certain amount, keep a same temperature. Otherwise, you will see it's like this all be crystallized. It's because we overboil it. And then at the last of this presentation, I have to show you this. I think you know what is happening to this video. Do you know Céline Dion? She is also a heritage of Quebec province as well. This is a video I took during the first concert of last year. The last year she did a world tour, right? And the first stop is Quebec City, and this is I took the video from the scene. Be careful your ears. Yes, do you like her? She's one of my favorite singer in Quebec. I like Titanic. That's when I discovered this amazing singer. She's Céline Dion. Céline Dion, right? Céline Dion. Ah, yes. So she's born in Quebec, not Quebec City, but is a village from near Montreal. Yes, Céline Dion. If you like her, please check the video on YouTube. She's super popular. Yes, I know. But now she's because after this concert, that's the first concert she did last year. After this one, she got a cold, so she stopped all this, postponed all the concert. Well, I was really lucky to be there and got the ticket at the last minute. So thank you so much for everyone to join this experience. We have more than 20 people. Is amazing. Really happy to share my life experience with you guys. If you still have any questions, I will be here for another 5 minutes to answer your question. Thank you, Natalia. Thank you. Can you collect maple syrup the whole year? No, the maple syrup is only when the end of the winter, the beginning of the spring. When the temperature in the day is above 0, at night is below 0. So normally it's at the end of March, only lasts 2 to 3 weeks, like any agriculture business. Thank you everyone. Do you have any other questions? If you like me, you can follow me on my Instagram, Sunny Tour Guide. Great. Oh, super. And if you like me, you can come to see me in person in Quebec City. After all this the COVID thing, I think I was still able to manage also the tours. Merci beaucoup.